and it's our bonus episode where I'll be summarizing the book of Job. And I'm doing this only because I think it's really important to sift out some of the lessons or the key lessons from the book of Job, especially because we grew up hearing Job's story as one of just sadness. And I think especially for me, it gave me some preconceived notions of the whole, story and of God as well. So these are my key takeaways that I hope will stick with you and give you a new sort of perspective into who God is. So my first lesson is trouble often comes as an opportunity to learn lessons and draw closer to God. In James 1:2, James, who was Jesus's half brother, he was speaking about faith and endurance, and he said, "When troubles of any type come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow." Yeah. Yes. The second lesson is God is drawn to humble people. In 1 Peter 5:5, the Bible says, "Be clothed with humility, for God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble." The third lesson is devastation is the basis of restoration. In Joel 2:25, God says, "And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, the great armies." He named all these things that were devastations that were sent upon the people of Israel, and Joel was given the prophecy to say, "I will restore." And I see God as a restorer, but you can't restore anything unless you've lost it at first. And then the restoration makes it even that more better or much better. Is that good English? I'm not even sure. But remember how at the end of Job's life, he had more than he even had in the beginning. So that was a key lesson that stood out for me. And the fourth lesson was forgiveness is a key that unblocks blessings. God forgave Job for obviously talking about things that were too great for him. And he in turn didn't hesitate to forgive his friends as God commanded. Now, I believe that Job's restoration was predicated on the fact that he forgave his friends, because God says, let them offer the sacrifice, pray for them. And after Job prayed for them, then God restored his fortune. So for me, I took this as another reason, because I don't know, I've mentioned in one of my journal entries, forgiveness and letting go of offenses is something that I'm actively working towards. So for me, I take this lesson to say, don't hesitate to forgive, because you don't know what blessings are hinged on that act of forgiveness. And in summary, to just wrap this all up in a nice little bow, God is able to restore. In 1 Peter 5:10, he says, "So after you've suffered for a while, he will restore, support, and strengthen you, and he will place you on a firm foundation." So good. I hope these lessons and everything that we've learned over the past weeks about Job have given you a fresh new perspective of God and a look at whatever situation that you may be going through. Perhaps you're in your Job season. Know that there's an end to it. Thank you so much for joining me. And tomorrow we'll continue on to Genesis, because now, like I said, we've gone through the gap between the flood and Abraham. So now we'll go into Abraham's story. So we'll pick up from Genesis 12 and we'll be reading from 12 to 15. Or you and I will be reading from 12 to 15, and then I will come back and share the lessons that I've learned. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.